Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Trydar here, back with another episode on the Atheon SMP server. And today is a special day because it's the 20,000 subscriber special. And in celebration of that, I'm going to be giving you a complete tour of my entire survival base that I've built here. Well, we've got a lot to take a look at today, so let's get a little altitude and get started. We take a quick look down here. We can see much of my base here is built in a place that I like to call the Misty Valley. I call it that because, as you can see, server render range is, not that great. So there's a lot of mist off over here, so I call it the Misty Valley. But as you can see around here, we of course have the things you would expect a base that I would build to have. We have a lot of random Roman garden follies out here. In the forest, we got a little lake down there with a sunken temple, a waterfall. Over here, all my custom mountains, of course, that I made. We've got the little nymphaeum down over here. A little pavilion, of course, our main house, the guest house, a pool, the recently completed vineyard down there. You could fly just a little bit slower and keep altitude. I'm not a particularly good flyer. We've got a Dork temple back over there, a mine building, a little temple, stables. What else? The greenhouse, the barn, the nether portal. Things you would expect to have. Let's see if I can make a landing here at the front, though. Or actually, I think back here would be a good place to start. I can land without killing myself. Safe and sound. So here, of course, you recognize the, I think this is the Philosopher's a mausoleum. I haven't put in an interior on this. I just kind of built it. Like so. I'm not sure. I might put a teleport button in it or something later. I'm not entirely sure what's going to go in there. If we want to go down the road here, though, we can get a nice view. I don't want to rush through this. This is going to be kind of like, a very slow and relaxing Minecraft video. We're really going to pause here and just take in the sights and see, because I don't like when people do world tours and everything. They kind of rush through it, and you can't get a sense of the world and everything, so we're just going to take our time, even though it is getting dark, but I think we'll be okay. So as the darkness falls over our little lake here, of course we see the main base over there. That's the house I started building a long time ago. Where the porch is, if that's where I had my original starter house in the first 10 episodes I made. But people weren't really interested in the series, so I didn't continue the series, but I did continue building the base, as you see being done here around you. Over here we have something that just kind of a little structure that I was testing out. It's kind of like a Roman nymphaeum or a grotto type area because it's in the water and it's over here by the waterfall coming out of the mountain. It's not particularly anything special that you haven't seen. Exactly. I mean, you've seen all these bits and pieces here. These are just Corinthian columns paired together with the same wall patterns and tablatures and arches and everything. It's just arranged in a slightly different way. I haven't really done the decoration here. I've just built the structure. Otherwise, I don't exactly know what to put up here. And I put a little pediment up there just, because it looked nice. That is the only reason for that. We'll take a dip in the lake later. You can see I have done it up with coral and everything, so there's stuff to see down there. We do have a little statue standing off in the woods over there. Very elegantly placed. And of course I'm using the Dramatic Skies texture pack. Someone's probably going to ask. So that's what this is, with the starry skies and the pleasing clouds and everything. That moon back there, though, that's no moon. That moon back there isn't in the, oh goodness, isn't in the, I was hoping he was going to die before he got to me. Isn't in that, the moon isn't in that texture pack. That's, the sun and the moon's my own custom editions. that I've made. But let's go down our little roads. That's one of the things I've done here, by the way. I've made little roads to get everywhere that I want to go. So this little road here, this leads, of course, back to where we started at the mausoleum here. But if we went farther down this way, it would take like, oh, I don't know, a good several minutes to walk down this road. That will go off to the city of Palindar, which is the spawn city on the Atheon SMP server. But today we want to go the other way because we want to head up to my base. Of course, you recognize the Roman bridge tutorial right here. And over here we have just not exactly a mausoleum, it's just a garden folly, really. We'll see it from the other way. Well, this is spoilers. I've been meaning to go over here, and I want to do a hobbit hole tutorial as a survival tutorial. And I've already got, like, I've got the materials here, and I've got the spot picked out. We're gonna have to dig it out into the wall here. But I haven't really known how to do that because doing survival tutorials for me is still quite new, and I'm kind of uncomfortable with doing. I'm working my way up to it. Is what I'm trying to say. We're gonna get there someday. I do have a model of Bag End I've made too that we're gonna do someday. But you can see that goes down Palindar, and this way, of course, goes to my base. So we want to keep going down the road here. Of course, we have a little river that empties out from here, goes through under the Roman bridge, and flows out down there, but down into the swamp and then out into the sea. Down into the Swamp of Despair is what I've called it. We'll take a look at the map of it later. So here we have another little feature. It's kind of like another little garden folly. It's this is mostly, I think, the Roman fountain tutorial, but just modified in a couple of ways. There's nothing really in here, just a little place to come stand, and we can admire the scenery. Oh, the wind's really moving over there. Very relaxing. And of course, I have Silder's shaders I'm using, the enhanced default one, so that's why we have the nice water and everything. I think Minecraft should be that way by default, but I don't know. Maybe one day it will be. So if we want to cross another Roman bridge, because we got another little river, it goes up here. We come into the base proper, right here. And farther down the road, we can see on the right here, we have, of course, the Roman stables tutorial, which is empty. I don't have a single horse. I have a horse in Palindar, but I don't have any horses here. My friend Ventruse is supposed to breed some for me, but that was months ago. I think I need to remind him. I think he's forgotten. Because breeding horses is his thing. Here, of course, we have some formal gardens. I need to come around here and I think put some red netherrack down in between the first levels of leaves for some mulch and everything. Over here we have one of my favorite buildings. This is a little pavilion. This is actually the Roman Oracle tutorial, but what I've done is I've replaced the tile roof with glass blocks of several colors, and I've removed the interior walls. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same building. Just got a kaleidoscopic effect up there. We need to come back here when it's daytime now. Even though it's almost daytime, because in between these, you can see I planted some of these glowberries. They look quite nice. And then, of course, in here we can walk around and enjoy the lake and the breeze and the sun and everything. The nice, pleasing thing, of course, we have a little table here where we can sit down with our friends and enjoy some cookies if we wanted to. Done that several times. Back here we, of course, have the Roman greenhouse tutorial. This is currently full of wheat. Sometimes I will have this planted with all the different crops, but I needed quite a lot for mud bricks. lately, so I've been trying to build up my wheat supplies with that. And here we can see I have a very large custom tree that I built. I want to build more custom trees than this one. I've just built one so far. But it has, I planted it with the glowberry vines here and everything, so it'd be kind of like a glowberry willow tree is what I want it to be. Although some of these vines I need to, a little string here, just to keep them off the path. But otherwise, you can see I've kind of hung down in between the leaves up there on the branches. It's kind of like what I did with the vineyard, except it's a much bigger scale for that. All the rest of the trees down here are the standard pointy Roman trees. But I want to put like another big tree over here somewhere, I think, just to complement that one. Down here we have my docks. It's one of the first things that I built. And this is, of course, where visitors, if they're coming up under the bridge through the river there, they can store their boats here and disembark here as well. And this is one of my favorite little vantage points, actually, to stand right here. Because if we look out this way, we can just take a moment and admire the view, of course. Over here on the right, we've got the waterfall and the statue and the nymphaeum. Very pleasing. Nice scenery. Back there, nestled off in the forest, we have the garden follies. Those three. They're sighted to be viewed from this vantage point right here. That's why they're in the exact places that they are. They're kind of spaced out between each other. If you stand right here, it's the best place to view them. And on either side of our docks, of course, we have some copper acroterion right there to welcome visitors and ward off the zombies, hopefully. I think the torches probably do that. And of course, back here we have my base, which is of course done in a good Roman style. And this is based on sort of the Roman house tutorials. Remember the three-part series I did of those? There's supposed to be more of those coming, but I haven't quite finished them. But this is supposed to be the ultimate expression of the Roman house series. It's supposed to be the capstone on this. Because you're probably going to ask for a tutorial of my base after this video, so you don't have to type that comment. Someday I do intend to do a full tutorial on my own base. So if you wanted to, you could build your own copy on your own world, because I put quite a lot of effort into this house. And I really think you're going to like the tour. But we'll get to that later. Let's walk around the grounds a bit more. Before we do that, let's continue going this way just a little bit. Down the roadway. If we kept going down this way, there's another road that goes off in the mountains behind there and loops around and connects to that one before it goes down to the city. But this here is, of course, the Type 3 Roman house. This is meant to be the guest house over here. It's currently unfurnished, though. It is mostly complete in its form, as you can see. But it does need a full decorating job, which, of course, I haven't done. I think this is probably good for a bedroom, though. If we want to go out this way, though, underneath the porch, of course, you recognize from the recent video the Roman vineyard tutorial back over here, which, of course, the Roman vineyard has been completed, by the way. So if we just want to stroll through the vineyard, we could, if we wanted to, we could pick some glowberries and have snacks. Make ourselves some glowberry juice. I don't think you can, but you really should be able to. You should be able to make yourself all kinds of juices. Glowberry juice, wheatberry juice. Minecraft really needs a lot more food recipes, in my humble opinion. But yeah, as you can see here, the vineyard is finished. So if we want to go out back this way, this brings us to another building back here I've recently built. This is kind of like the Roman stables, except it's just I mean, I had a space to fill, and I haven't decided what to do with the interior of this yet. You can see we've got a nice coffered ceiling up there, though. But otherwise, we just got arches on two sides, and the rest of it's just up against a wall. So I'm not real sure what to put back here. Perhaps if I had an ugly redstone contraption or something to put here, might be something good. Maybe an automatic farm of something. If I can figure out what I might want for that. Although I usually like to put those underground. We're not going there today, but my friend Ventruce's base is off down the road that way. And of course my base is this way. And I have tried to connect, I built roads to connect his and my base together. And there are other little roadways. I always like to encourage the server members, when they feel like it, to, you know, kind of work on a little road network. So we can get everybody connected. So we can, you know, we don't have to fly everywhere. We can just walk, enjoy the scenery. You know, really take in the views. So back here, you recognize, of course, the small Roman temple. This one's a little bit modified from that version. Of course, it's right here in front of my swimming pool. And if we just want to go in here, take a little swim around. Cool off after a long, hard day down there in the mines or building something. I put it right here so we could have also it can double as a reflection pool, especially with the shaders. If you'll look at the water, it's reflecting the statue and the temple behind it. This is often done in architecture, to put reflecting pools in front of things. And something you might want to think about incorporating in your own buildings. Now let's take a look at the small temple over here. Now if we come underneath the portico, we've got a nice coppered ceiling up there. And nothing inside. I haven't figured out exactly what to put in here. It needs to be something special, but I'm not sure what. Over here we have, this is actually the oldest structure because I demolished my starter house to build that. This is actually the oldest structure at my base, the Roman Nether Portal. You can see this is basically the Roman Nether Portal, but it's somewhat different. I raised it up a little bit and added a few more steps to it down here. Just like so. And of course I've replaced, I just have campfires on both sides of that there. It's quite nice, I think. Let's go pay a visit to the Doric Temple back up here. You recognize the Doric Temple tutorial, one of the Greek temples I made a long time ago. This is one of those. Well, I think this one's a little bit shorter, actually, than the full temple. I think I only made this 4 columns deep back there because it's survival and it was crammed back into the side of the mountain. I didn't really feel like building the whole temple, so I cheaped out a little bit. But you can see something special at this door here. You can see some amethyst. It's something we haven't seen before. This is going to be first in this video. So you could call this the Amethyst Temple if you wanted to. For my own part, I refer to this as the Amethyst Order. I mean, we've got the Doric Order, the Ionic, the Corinthian, and now we have an Amethyst Order that you can put into your builds if you want to. Let me give you a little closer look. You can see down here, of course, we've got the amethyst blocks, but then we've got the shards and everything put into the clusters and just stuck on the side here, just like so. And then we've got them sort of incised into the walls to give it a more dimensional effect. They're kind of stuck in there in various patterns and combinations. And of course we've got a rib vaulted barrel ceiling up there as well, with amethyst in it. Quite nice. So this is what you can really do with geodes. You can use all that calcite and all that amethyst to make yourself one of these if you want to. And of course, I'm going to use this for one of my teleport buttons, I think. On the Atheon server, we have, it's not here now, but there would be a command block below this to teleport me to and back from a specific location. We mostly do that, I know it's not very vanilla, but we mostly do that to save the server from chunk loading is the real reason for that. So we can have a more efficient server and save just a little bit of time between commonly accessed locations. Although they do cost, the Senate, the Atheon Senate charges 64 diamonds for one of those, so it's not cheap. I don't think we limit it to two or three or so. So you don't have just teleports to go everywhere, but they're mostly a quality of life thing. But yeah, I really quite like this room. No tutorial on this though, because as you can see, this is on the server, so I don't have a copy of this unless I download the server map and everything. But I think I've spent enough time in this room for you to be able to pause and kind of replicate it yourself. And just have some fun with it. Alright, so I think we spent enough time in there. Let's continue our tour. We'll get to the main house later on. I want to get to all the other stuff first. Now, some of you may remember if you watched my original 10-episode series, I started digging a hole back over here because I needed to get down to the deep slate level for materials and mostly for diamonds, really. And this is basically the Type 3 Roman Insula, but it's been modified a bit. And if we want to go inside, it's been modified a lot, actually. Because I decided to use a lot of wood in here. You know, just because. But we've got a nice skylight and everything. And I should have a beacon on down there. Oh, there we go. It finally updated. So this is where my beacon is housed. It goes straight through the glass up there. And around here we have a whole bunch of storage. Now I don't need this storage particularly. I just thought it would look good, so I kind of added it. But if we very, very carefully, oh, we almost fell. If we very, very carefully look down, you can see this goes all the way down to where the beacon is, and just below that is where my mining base is, down all the way at the deep slate level. We will be, back very carefully away, we will be taking a look at that later on in the video. We got a lot to look at, and I don't want to go too fast. Back here, we have my various tree farms. If we take a look in here, of course, we can see I've got the oak tree farm down in there. This ought to be the spruce tree farm back here. And you can see it kind of goes back. It goes back a ways. It's basically a big cobblestone box, and on either side, this is a low-tech tree farm. I just plant the trees in a row, and to get the drops, to collect that in the chest, I just have a row of hoppers, and I have water that goes down into the hoppers down there. I don't have a fully automatic tree farm. I just kind of, I will just take my axe here and chop, 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 basically. Now we can see a better view here with the birch farm. Although, you know, probably like, I don't know why you would want to farm birch particularly. Birch is, this is the wood I use when I want to make chests or something out of wood. I don't want to use it for building, is why I farm birch. Otherwise, it's not particularly that great of a wood. At least it's not my favorite. I prefer oak and spruce. And sometimes some good dark oak. Those are my favorites. But everyone has their different type of wood. You can use birch if you want to. It has its uses. Down here, we're not going to go. We'll take this. We'll take this back up. But this is the staircase that goes all the way down. There is a minecart track that we are going to be taking a look at a bit later on. Now over here we have the Roman barn tutorial. You remember the Roman barn? If we go in here, we can take a look. Got my cows in there, and that stall's empty. That stall's empty. You know, I did have more animals. There should be some pigs, and there's the pigs. Pigs and sheep. Okay. Huh. I was getting worried for a second. I thought all my animals had wandered off. That was going to be really bad. Let's go upstairs. There's some different stuff up here. Because it was, you know, survival, I kind of cheaped out on some things. I put, this is where I put my netherwort farm, and in the middle of this is where I put my cocoa bean. I don't want to go down the ladder. This is where I put my cocoa bean farm as well. So I just take my axe and just go straight down the row. Same thing for this here. This is, I needed a lot of netherwort for all the red nether brick that I use in my builds, obviously. So that's where all that comes from. If we go up a little bit farther, we can see up here is where I planted my beetroots. Just because I wanted to have a lot of beetroot for some reason. I'm a pack rat when it comes to various things. And over here, this is where I have my egg farm. And oh, it's quite full of eggs, actually. I think that's the upper storage. There should be some below here. Oh, okay. I haven't looked at it in a while. I need to come over here and empty out my egg storage. But yeah, I put all the farms I didn't really have a place for up in the attic of the Roman barn. It seemed like a good place. Over here we have what's going to be the olive grove. This is going to be another future tutorial. It's going to be like the vineyard, except we're going to do olive trees. And by that, I think we're going to do very simple olive trees. I'll probably use oak saplings and then knock some leaves off of them. And I might do a couple of different leaves, and maybe we'll find some block to use as an olive to put on it. And we're going to fill up this entire space with olive trees, pretty much. Because this can be a more organically shaped farm. That's why it's not a square. It's got a really odd shape to it. Just whatever terrain I had left over for that is what we're going to be using for the olive grove. Because there is, I think we can get away with not having it very regular, like we had to do with the vineyard. Let's see. Let's keep walking around. What else is there out here I haven't really taken a look at? Not much, actually. Not a whole lot. We can see, of course, I've surrounded my house with formal gardens. Let's go ahead and take a look here at my back porch. And, oh, we have a visitor. You selling anything good? Hello. What's he selling? No. Well, I could have used that a year ago. No. That's a little expensive. Yeah. Blue ice is interesting. Well. Perhaps another time. So anyway, you can see back here I've got a little, just a little fountain. A little basic fountain here. In the back. For some nice, pleasing water sounds. Although I think I have the sounds down so low it probably doesn't show up much. You kind of have to do that, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me talk. But back here you can see I've done, this is where I first did the leaves, the glowberries hanging down and everything. I thought it was quite nice. It makes a really nice effect between the Corinthian columns to have like this little screen of glowberries. And of course I have my flowers all set out on the tables. Another server member did that, Fuse. He was really nice, did a good job on that. And it's quite pleasing. Of course, I've got on the table back here for everyone to gather at and sit around and, you know, just enjoy each other's company. Out here on the veranda. And everything. So, let's, I think it's time to go inside and take a look at the interior of the main house. There's quite a lot to see around there, so let's just walk around and go that way. Walk underneath the weeping willow tree, or this is the weeping glowberry tree. And back here, this is where, you remember I talked about those teleports. This is where I have my one and only so far teleport. This goes between my front porch and the capital city. Many hundreds of blocks directly to the south from here. But let's go up the steps here. Take a look at my front porch. Of course, what else would it be but a nice Corinthian portico? And here we have my doggies. We have Brutus and Argos. Good boys. Let's see. So in here, of course, we have a little sign. And Fuse was also kind enough to set up a little thing that does the text welcome whenever you would come visit me. So let's take a look at, of course, the main hall of the house. The ceiling may be a little dark. I mean, it's supposed to be a little dark. The interior of this house I've designed to kind of be like one of those old English country houses. That's the vibe that I really want to go for. You know, something like, you know, 16th, 17th, 18th century, something like that. A nice, comfortable interior. We've got nice carved woods and everything. We've got some chandeliers with their candles hanging down from the ceilings on chains. Right there. They're actually hanging from hoppers. And then they've got chains. And then we've got the chandeliers on those. Here, of course, we have the main dining table. Decked out with cake and cookies. A little display credenza back off over there, integrated into the wall. Back here we have the grandfather clock. I thought about doing like a little video short on a grandfather clock, but a lot of people have done these. The only thing I've really done different is I put the upside down, what's this thing called? The lightning rod, I think. Right there. To hold up the bell. I suppose you could use a chain, but I kind of like this better. I've also done that here with these candelabras. You can see we've got two upside down. Well, we've got one right side up and one upside down lightning rod here. And of course we've got the obligatory suit of armor. And some random paintings. I've tried to get all the paintings. But you know, Minecraft paintings, they're they're blocky, of course. They're not the best. I prefer some high resolution, a good set of Leonardo or something. Some would be quite nice. I mean, we do at least have a bust of Marcus Aurelius up there, but I don't know what the cake is for. Minecraft pictures don't make any sense. But I want to have some kind of decoration on the walls up there, so that's why they're up there anyway. I've tried to do like some random things here for decoration in item frames, just things I thought might look interesting for those. If we want to go over here, of course, we can look out one of the windows where we came from. Of course, I've done the alternating glass block and pane thing like I always do. And in here you can see I've also taken care to frame out the window here to make it kind of an arched interior. Because even though we do have square frames on the outside, on the inside here, we have this nice arched interior. I really quite like that design. So let's spend some more time in the room. So over here we have, of course, the main seating area. We've got the big fireplace, of course, you have to have in all these houses. We saw the smoke coming out of the chimneys. Right here, of course, this is my main chair, where I would sit. These are my cats, by the way. This is Ventreuse, Kratath, and some cat. So another thing we have that we do on the server here that we set up is I've always you know how you build chairs in Minecraft? Well, you can't sit in them, but we can. So if I type sitting, I'm sitting. I've been dying to sit down in Minecraft for 10 years. I'm finally able to do it. So relaxing. But anyway, you can see behind me here, of course, we got the jukebox and everything. I've got some records in those barrels. Right there. And of course, over here we got the couch for visitors to come sit on. I'm trying to get a screenshot of everybody on the server sitting on that couch. I think I probably got about half of them by now. But whenever somebody comes to visit, I always try to get them to sit on the couch, and I will give them. You have to type it again to get back up. I always like to give them milk and cookies, of course. Can't come to Trydar's house without getting some cookies. That's the rules. That's the rules. But yeah, otherwise I just have my cats to keep me company. Pet. So let's take a look at some more rooms. Of course, you can see here on the floor we've got the Rome mosaic patterns. It's one of my favorite patterns to do with the terracotta. I think it's a really nice pattern. Blends in with the walls really nice. By the way, did you notice I've got there's a blank piece of wall we can look at. Did you notice I've got the I forget. This is the warped stem, or is it the other one? I think it's the other one. I think it's the crimson stem. Yeah. And I've arranged them in various different patterns, sort of interlocking. I'll put one of them going this way, and then one on top. One of them this way, and then one on top. Just like so, kind of like in the same pattern we've got on the floor, except just with that. I think it works really well here with the dark woods and everything, and the coffered ceiling, of course. We have to have the coffered ceiling. And for crown molding up there, I've got the upside down stairs and then the dark oak signs. So if we want to go this way into this next room here, everything becomes green. We see a lot of books because this is the library where Colonel Mustard was killed with the pipe. Yes. But anyway, of course, we have another fireplace in here. Of course, good library. We can't not have a fireplace. I do need to install somewhere around here another chair to sit in, I think. Because otherwise you just have to come in here and take your book and stand around. This is my enchanting area. Also, by the way here, it just made sense to have the enchanting area with the books. I have the supplies down there, the lapis and the blank books and everything. That's what I tend to do with my levels. Usually when I get over 30 or so, I'll come in here and I'll drop all the levels onto one of these books because I'll just die and lose them all later. You know, because Minecraft, that's just how it works. And over here, this is where I have all of my, all the books I get from that. I'll just enchant them and throw them in these chests. So it's actually a functional library for just various things. I've got some little niches and shelves up there for various items of interest, I think. Might be nice to have in a library. Of course, we've got some more suits of armor standing up there, keeping watch. Of course, got the ender chest down here, the anvil over here, which we want, and a little dragon head display. Seemed like a good place. Over here you can see we have a ladder because this is a double level. Up here, well, up here we just mostly have some storage. I don't have anything in this storage. This is like overflow storage for the books down there, but I haven't filled up those chests yet, so there's not really a need for it. But I continued the green up here again, but just with like more carpet. It's like so. I mean, I could put more books up here or something, but maybe we'll do more decoration up here someday. Of course, we got green candles to match the green. 2 types of terracotta on the floor down there. I thought green would look good for a library. So that's what we've done here with that. It's one of my favorite rooms. I've always wanted to have a big Minecraft house with a nice library in it. This isn't my banner, by the way. This is another one of our server members, some dude. He likes to leave his banner just, you know, hither and thither. We'll probably see it a couple more times. As indeed, I think we already have. I still need to make my own banner. I tried a couple of times. I'm too indecisive. I can't decide on a banner design for myself. Because I'll make one, and then I'll be like, well, what if I like another one later that's a lot better than this one? Then I have to go around and change them all, and that's why I haven't settled on one yet. It's too indecisive. Let's go over here. You probably saw these double doors over here. These go into my potion laboratory. Right here, so we can see on either side we have, of course, all the materials you would want for a potion lab. Some of these chests actually are stocked, but a lot of them are not. Mostly because I don't have a lot of the materials for this. I mean, some things I've got a lot of, other things I don't have a lot of, some things I don't have anything of. Yeah, but it's like everything you would want here to stand here and do your potions, and I think it's just temporary storage off to the side. Of course, we've got the water, the crafting table, the cauldron, and everything. We've got another little fireplace back here too. Nice little fireplace. And back over here we've got a little closet with a mysterious ladder. I wonder where that goes. We'll have to find out later. Back here we've got some water bottles as well. And that's pretty much all there is to the potion lab. You can see I've done in here the blue. I think this is the blue. Glazed terracotta with this nice little pattern. This is my favorite pattern of glazed terracotta. I mean, it is a pain to get it to go into this pattern. You know, you have to sit here and fiddle with it. But once you do, it's one of my favorite patterns. Another covered ceiling, of course, with the stripped spruce, I think. I think it's stripped spruce. Spruce, one of my favorite ones, and of course to hide the cobblestone and everything on the upper part of the fireplaces. You can see I've just put a whole bunch more of these trapdoors. My favorite kind of trapdoor, obviously, the dark oak trapdoor. The best kind of trapdoor, I think. We still got more to see on the ground level, so if we want to go this way, through the large archway, we can see we've got a staircase that goes up. Take a look at that later. Got a staircase that goes down. Take a look at that much later. But through here, of course, you can see we have a third way to go, which takes us into my workshop. This is where all of the various odds and ends get stored. This isn't the deep storage. But this is sort of the working storage. I've got, you know, various decorative crafting benches down here. I mean, there's no reason to have that here. I just, you know, want to have something different there. Over here, these aren't labeled because this is like overflow storage for various, you know, various odds and ends of things. I do like the floor though. These are the armor stands, smithing tables. I forget what they're called. But I really like the top of them. They look like it's a really nice, it's like a nice black slate floor, I think. It's one of my favorite floors But you know, it's a pain to put down anything because you always have to crouch in order to put down anything. Otherwise, you'll be forever clicking on that. Over here we have some storage for various types of stone. Of course, you know, we've got the stone cutting apparatus with that. This is how I like to label my signs, by the way. I like to use the dark oak signs with the light blue text and then some glow ink squirted onto it. It's very legible, I think. Got some more windows. See the guest house over there. Here, of course, we have more various and sundry types of storage. I've tried to organize things and keep things, but you can see, you know, I can't throw anything away. That's why we have an entire barrel of old tools that you know. I mean, some of these are probably my original tools that are still left over. But before I had the nice, you know, all the netherite stuff. And since we're in here, I know you're probably gonna wonder what the armor is, so I'll give you a look at that. Here's the breastplate. Of course, we've got the elytra, very important. The helmet, the greaves, and the boots, very important. Down here, let's take a look at the tools. Of course, we've got my Ulfbert's sword. If there's a documentary about that sword, if you just want to type that name and look it up, it's pretty fun. Here we've got the Heartseeker bow, the Fortune pick, the Silk Touch pick, the shovel, and the prismatic axe. I've got some shears around here too that I've enchanted. I've also got an enchanted hoe. That's somewhere in the ender chest. But you're probably going to wonder what's in my ender chest, so let's just take a look at that. Of course, we've got some very important things in here. The cookie friendship. Very important stuff. Although a lot of this stuff could probably be taken out and put in various other things. I think, what's the block that, which one? I think it's the orange one that has the valuables in it. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Alright, so let's see how poor I am. Alright, so these are all the diamonds I have to my name. And we've got the important things in here. Here they are, the Kievan Shadow Shears. And, of course, the Hobbit's Hoe. It just made sense to name it after the Hobbit and everything. Of course, I've got the spare beacons and everything. And, oh, I almost forgot about the trident. I forget I have this thing because I'm a bow person. I enjoy using the bow over thing. And this is all the netherite and scrap that I have too. Yeah. So pick that back up. Make sure we don't lose it. That's why it's in the ender chest. But anyway, let's keep looking around. So here, of course, we have this goes down to the deep storage. Now under here, I have some hoppers. And this goes down into a sorting system. We'll see that later. But I just want to mention it because this is where I feed the materials into it. Over here I have more various things. Really, of course, you know, leaves, even more leaves. I've got a bunch of scaffolding up here. I never use the scaffolding. I've been playing Minecraft for too long. I can only use blocks of dirt. That's just, I can't get used to the scaffolding. I've got more space back here for things. And over here, this is kind of like the redstone components is mostly, and the metal. I like to keep that stuff around here. I don't have a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have any gold. That's in the ender chest. I don't have a gold for him. Over here, I've got the automatic smelter. Right here. That's oh, looks like I was making some, what was I making last time? I like to use lava for fuel, by the way. I wonder why they're stuck. It looks like I was making, probably mud bricks. Probably what I was trying to make. Why isn't that one working? Thought you could burn bamboo. Maybe it's only dried kelp. Well, anyway. But we can see for the ceiling up here, I use the... Now what is that? Is that blackstone or deep slate? I think these are polished blackstone half slabs. Don't quote me on that. I forget what half of these blocks are. I remember the texture, but it's so many names. So we'll go down there later. I wonder what's down there. For now, though, we want to go upstairs. We've got a little landing here where we turn, and we of course got even more stairs. We'll take a look at those later. For now, we want to go down the hallway here, and of course on our right, we come to the kitchen. One of the most important rooms in the house. Of course, this is where we bake the cookies. Right back here, and I've tried to make a little dedicated storage for just everything that I might want to have. Everything that's food or that's edible or something. I want to have those back here. So I'll give you a good view of what I've got. Most of these are stocked with various components. They're not all full. Sometimes the cupboards can be a little bare with various things, you know. I have a lot of carrots. I have a big carrot farm. And then we've got more over here. Of course, cake and cookies. Very important to have. I just kind of lumped all the soups together. Soup and stews. Of course, we've got our bread up here and hamburgers beside that. And then over here I have various things. This is like the garbage section, really. It's got things you don't want to eat, but you know they're here for like this is like the spice rack in the kitchen, you could say. And back over here is how we cook all the food. Of course, this is where I hide the lava farm. Of course, we've got lava above this and the dripstone going down into this, and I'll collect it with the buckets right here, and then these barrels here feed down into those 3 automatic smelters that I showed you in the workshop right below here. And I really like the light fixtures up here. I think they're very kitcheny. I like the floor too. We've got a nice bright tile pattern here for the kitchen floor. Ceiling to match. Back here in the cupboards, in this little niche back here, this is where I keep the AFK fish farm. Because this, well, I mean, I say it's a fish farm because it really only produces fish and garbage. It doesn't produce enchanted books. I haven't used it in a while. I don't remember how it goes. You have to get your fishing rod out. Yeah, there's my fishing rod. And you have to hold in a specific place and kind of, you know, do some sort of weird thing with it. I don't even remember how it works. And I've got just seed storage back here because there's no place else to put it. And yeah, that's the kitchen. So if we want to go back here, I would like to invite you to step into my office. Because that's what this room is. I really like this room. It's one of my favorite rooms in the whole house. Of course, we've got my big desk here with my nice chair, armchair. Chairs in front of that for the desk. Another grandfather clock. Some various specimens displayed on the wall here. Coral specimens look really good in the item frames. Another dude banner. Over here we've got some various suits of armor just for decoration. In front of these, I've got some books that server members have given to me since the server launched. About what, a year and a half ago. They have the very dear sentimental value, so they're displayed on those. But I can't show them to you. Sorry. Unless you came here and read them. So up here, I have just kind of some random decoration blocks, you know. I think we've got a repeater, a potion stand, and a skull, just for various things, just for decoration. That's why I've got the vines hanging down, the things in pots and everything back here. I'll give you kind of a good view of that. Here, let's sit on my desk, of course. We've got cookies and some sea pickles, just because it looks like something you would have sitting on your desk. And some orchids. It's my favorite flower in the game, by the way, the blue orchid. And some lighting and everything. Then we can sit here and, you know, conduct the business of the server. Do all the official business from the big desk and everything. Of course, we got another jukebox back there if we want a little music while we're doing it. And over here we've got just various things and pots and whatnot sitting back here. Room for another book there as well as some roots hanging down. I thought it looked neat. It hides the corner pretty good. And just various things sitting on these shelves. I threw that down there just because, you know, it freaks people out when they come into the house. Another lectern and just some various things back there. Just anything I thought would look good that I could fit on some shelves. But yeah, that is my office. Well, hope you like that. Get some ideas for your interiors. So if we want to go back this way, of course we have some more stairs to ascend. So up here we have another hallway. We've got expensive walls now. We've got some lapis. My favorite kind of walls. What's my favorite color, really? It's just really dark blue with texture. I just love lapis blocks. For ceilings and floors and walls, it's great. You can never go wrong with it. But of course in here, in these double doors, we have the guest bedroom. So we do have a guest house, but we also have a guest bedroom as well. If we go in here, we've got a little credenza against the wall and back there. We've got a nice little reclining chair here for you to sit in, have a cookie. Over here we have a little armoire right there for you to, you know, hang up your armor after a hard day's work. Got some decorative vines hanging down, some plants and everything. Got our window back here. We can see where we started the video, way back over there. And of course we've got the 4-poster bed right here. Let me try and give you a decent view of this. I don't have any furniture tutorials. I've wanted to make some. I've thought about doing little short videos where I take just one piece of furniture and make that just a little quick short video. But, you know, I also think that's probably been done by like 10,000 other people, so I don't know what I would have to add to it. But you can let me know if you want little small videos like that. Right here, of course we have to jump on the bed. Try and give you a good enough view of this if you want to make one of your own, though. And then up there on the top, I've got, well, let's see, up there on the top, that's what it looks like. We've just got some stairs, 4 stairs put together, and then more trapdoors. There we are. I lost a block of dirt somewhere. And over here, of course, we have more doors, which leads to the guest bathroom. That's right, we have bathrooms in our house. We have all the modern conveniences. We've got a mirror here for you. Well, yeah, maybe it's a little fogged up. And a little sink here. With a little sponge for you to clean your hands off. Of course, we've got the obligatory, well, you know, I think you know what this is. Without me having to say it, you know, it's got the paper right beside it. Back over here, of course, we've got the shower. Of course, we've got our towel hanging on a rack. In here, we, of course, got another sponge for you to scrub down with. The water and the heat and cold selects there. I've got another up there if you want to have a shower instead of a bath. And of course, we've got a little, I think that's the pink terracotta, which I'm using for soap. What that is, so we've got some nice rose scented soap over there, some lavender scented soap or something for you. And then back over here, of course, we've got a little ensuite closet. It goes back up here as well, just a little closet back here, and another little hidden door which takes us up to the attic spaces. So we'll just take a quick look at those. So we want to just crawl through here. These are all the rafters of the house. There's nothing really to see. This is the rafters. This is above the kitchen and above the office and everything. Right there. And then going up here, this goes all the way up to the top of our roof with the top rafters and everything as well. I just wanted to retain access to the space. I don't have really anything I do up there. I just wanted to, you know, everybody's got to have an attic space. But that's where those go. So we close up our doors. You've now seen the guest bedroom. So you know what that means. Through here, of course, we have the master bedroom, my bedroom. So if we open this up here, we can, of course, we see we have a large, spacious room with another fireplace, a very plush, mossy rug, a very large chair here for us to relax in after hard day's work. Of course, we got a book right beside here. If I want to sit down by the fireplace, wrap up in a blanket, and just read something at the end of the day, you know, just to kind of wind down and everything. At least that's what I imagine myself doing here. Over here, we can see we have a map of the Misty Valley. Of course, right here is where we're at. Of course, we can see we've got the main house that I've been showing you around. Down over here is where we started the video. We've got the gardens, Garden Follies down here, the Nymphaeum, and everything down there in the lake, and everything else. Of course, we've got the vineyard up there, the guest house, the swimming pools, the temples, all the other buildings I showed you. And it's not, of course, we haven't built the olive grove. So that's going over there. In fact, I don't think, it looks like I haven't updated one of those maps with that, actually. Let's do that now. How do I get the map off the wall without destroying it? I think I have to. There we go. That's the wrong one. Oh. Okay, it's because I would have to go all the way over there. That's alright, it's only updating a radius. I was wondering about that. Well, I'll have to do that later. We really shouldn't bog down the video with that. But you can see here, of course, we've got that little river I talked about. There's another little river that goes up there to a special area that I'll be building. There's nothing up there to see now, but there's a little special area that I want to show you in the future. Up that way, with the road goes up that way. There's a big tree. I want to build a tree house up there. This little river goes all the way up to Ventrusa's area, right there. So we have various methods. We've got roads. If we want to travel by road, we've got rivers. If we want to travel that way, we've got teleport buttons, and of course we have rockets and elytra too. So here's, of course, my bed. You can see, of course, we've got a nice big carved wood, dark oak wood and spruce four-poster bed. And of course, just to give atmosphere, I've got this little flower up here, you know, just to give little particles. You can notice I've got a lot of greenery hanging down the room. I'm trying to get these to grow glowberries on these, so I keep breaking them. They've only grown a couple of glowberries over here. And I worked it in with the red ones too. I thought that those pair very well together. Gives ourselves a nice diversity of colors in the room and everything. I've got a little dragon head up there on the chimney. So we can jump on our bed. Over here, this is where I've got various things. I've got the backup armor that I've made over here. This is the storage for the maps and everything. Otherwise, there's nothing else to see over there. Let me kind of give you a good view of the bed. I've tried to do an intricate card pattern in it. The various things I think you're going to want to see on top of it, though. Let me lower up there. There's the top. We just got, you know, some slabs. Some slabs kind of interlocking together. Right up there. And of course we got the coffered ceiling. With the dark oak trapdoors up there. I really like the stripped oak. I mean the stripped spruce. For that, of course, here we have another ender chest and everything. And in here we, of course, have the master bathroom. Well, part of the master bathroom. Of course, in here we have the, well, you know what that's for. In here, of course, we have the tub. Right here, of course, with the sponge and the soap and everything. And if we look up for just a little while, I've hidden a couple of blocks of water up there. If we'll wait, you can kind of see now and then a drop of water will just, you know, kind of drip from the ceiling. It's kind of like we have the shower on. And of course we have the glass here, the towel over here with just a plain banner. And you have to imagine the panes here would close and everything. And of course we've got, you know, our little bath mat there. I really like how this pattern interlocks for a shower tile setup. I think it looks really good for that. Really good colors for a shower. It matches the lapis pretty good too, I think. But back over here we have some more doors. Pun not intended, but it's a really good pun anyway. More door. Never mind. But in here, of course, is where I have my little sink. Of course, we have our soaps and sponges. Our mirror. It's a little foggy, but we can't see ourselves. But of course we have, you know, some more leaves in here. This is a nice way to decorate your builds and have make your lighting a feature. Look at these glowberries. And of course here we have the closet. This is probably where I should store my backup armor, but you know, I've only got the one set, so maybe in the future when I actually can be bothered to farm enough netherite to make multiple sets of backup armor, maybe I'll do that. But that stuff's so hard to come by, I don't like the nether. So I only go there when I need things. Back here you can see we have a suspicious door. I wonder where that goes. Well, if we crawl through it and close it, we can see, of course, it goes to a little hidden space back here with some barrels. They're all empty. But we have another ladder. And that leads us down into a more mysterious space. Here we have, if you're keeping track of this shape here, this is directly over the top of our potion laboratory. And what I mean this to be is excess potion storage, actually. Because if I go back down here, of course, we're back down in the potion lab. But if we go through our little closet here, There are more storage up here. I want this to be, I mean, they're all empty right now because I can't be bothered to make them. But someday I want to have this be my deep storage for like potions. For various, you know, for various things. I want to have like a potion of everything in here. But of course that day is not yet. Just one of the things I want to do, but I haven't gotten around to doing. But this is also the back way. The sort of like the secret hidden way. Because you always want to have a back way out. Because you notice we only really had the one way to escape our bedroom. Just in case, you know, just in case we had someone show up. There's only the one hallway. So I like to have, I like to have little hidden ways to get in and out of my houses. You know, just little nooks and crannies, as it were. Because I think it makes things a lot more fun that way. Gives the house character. And next stop, we need to go down into the basement. And I need a little water. So we'll just stare at this for a moment while I have some water. There we go. Not sure how long I've been talking for. So if we want to go down here, you can see that at this level, the walls start to change. Of course, we're going into an underground space here. You like my little pattern I did with the ceiling here, by the way? But if we go all the way down, we come out into some bits and pieces from the Roman catacombs tutorial. Of course, I have some lighting. I have a bunch of lighting down here. But you can see we've got three rib vaults up here as well, and 7 doorways leading off from here, not counting where we just came from. Let's take them one by one. So over here you can see they're all labeled. This here is the Emerald Farm. And if we go inside, I'll show you how this room is decorated. And it's decorated this way because these are all librarians. And they all have a paper trade for emerald. And I've cured them so they have a nice little trade for that. I don't know what else they sell. But I made sure that they all had a decent paper trade, because back behind here, that I'm not going to get into, I have a really big, maybe we'll go into Spectator later. I have a really big sugarcane, well no, yes, I have a really big sugarcane farm back there that's probably entirely stuffed full with sugarcane. And what I do from that is I'll flip this up, and here I will make I'll make paper, you know, paper, and I'll sell it to these guys, and I do that for emeralds. I've been doing this for a while. This is how I get my emeralds. Also my books. I've only done half of this though. I had to make it symmetrical, but I've only been bothered enough to do this many librarians. Of course, now the covered ceiling. I mean, what else would you expect? And want to go this way. Let's go over this way. So this here, as you can see, is the deep storage room. That's right, deep 13. Down here. And of course we've got another barrel vaulted, well, barrel and rib vaulted space. Goes an Enderman. Try not to look at him. Is that a block of dirt? Did that Enderman leave this block of, well, we just, finally have a full stack of dirt again. Well, that's convenient. Finally an Enderman does something for you. Back behind here, this is my automatic storage. Did I keep the, I think I walled it all up. So I can't get back there to show you. But this has got just one of those. I think this is Impulse's design for automatic storage. And you can see, you know, I'm quite a pack rat, so we've got... I mean, it's not full because I keep using it. But we can see down here what the various materials are for it. And I don't know that you exactly... I mean, maybe some of you do want to see. I'll just kind of go through here. And we'll take a look at everything. I wanted to have a storage solution for basically everything. I know some things I'm never going to have stacks and stacks of, like, you know, calcite. I'm probably never going to have 4 double chests full of that, but, you know, I live in hope. Same thing goes for the gold ore. I've only got, you know, small quantities of this stuff. I just wanted to be able to sort it, really, because that's what this is for. I don't know why I put this down here. Very poor in that respect. And, oh, what? Well, I don't need another one. Mr. Enderman. I'm trying not to look at him because I'm in survival. He shouldn't be able to do that, actually. I thought Enderman should be turned off on this in the config file. We do that because this server, it's not going to be reset. The map is designed to last in perpetuity, which is why we have Endermen turned off. Because, you know, over time, if you leave them on, they will make your world into Swiss cheese. No good. And here we get into the more random things. Like, I think I have, like, you know, one for a whole bunch of mangrove stuff. I think I have a bunch of leaves here. Yeah, there's all the leaves. It's even more leaves. And this is just the overflow. There should just be just a bunch of garbage in these chests. There's not, though. Maybe I cleaned it out. Let's just leave that Enderman back in there and continue on. Down here, this one's unlabeled. I'll show you where it goes, though. This is just, this is for the future. I haven't decided what to do with this. This is why it's here. You like my corridor design, though? By the way, I quite like it. I think it works really well for underground stuff. And, oh. It's, there we are. I should really grab a night vision potion. You can't see much out here. There's a creeper. And zombies. I mean, they can't get up here, but you can see why I had this sealed off. I mean, for goodness sake. Turn this into a mob farm. I'm not going down there to collect all that stuff. But anyway, we'll maybe see some of that later. If I can remember, we'll take a tour of that. Some of my custom caves that I made are down there. Because the Atheon world is a custom map, I hand terraformed it. Almost a little over a year and a half ago. For the server, I'm working on hand terraforming some more of it too. We're going to expand the map. That wasn't very interesting, but over here, this is where I've got, I call these micro farms. I tried to follow people's tutorials to make. This one's supposed to be for wheat, for villagers, for these one little villager cell farms. The wheat one doesn't work. It's supposed to work on bone meal. The carrot and potato ones, those work really good. I mean, you can see, you know, they work really good. But the wheat one, it doesn't work for anything. And over here, I've got the sweet berry farm. Back there, the bamboo farm and the cactus farm. I don't need very much of these materials, so I just wanted to make little small farms. I just wanted to see if I can fit them into, you know, like a little room like this here. Directly across from that, we have the sweetest farm in the game, the honey farm. And I built a really big honey farm. I mean, this farm is entirely too big. It's designed to work on redstone with glass and everything. And it makes a whole bunch of stuff. Like all this is full of bottles of honey and blocks. And oops, a little bit of lag there. And you know, honey blocks and honeycomb and everything. I need to probably make that farm half the size that it is. It makes too much. And if we want to go, I think we want to go this way for a little while. We need to come back up this way towards the end because this is going to be the rail hub. Going to save some of the best things for last, I think. But for now, we want to head over here. Of course, down this way, we have a number of things that we need to go take a look at. Because I want to give you the complete tour. I want to have you miss out on anything. I need to remind myself, we also need to go visit the lake. As our very last thing we do. So down here, of course, you can see we go down to my skelly grinder. And that's all the way underground, wherever I could, it's where I could find a spawner. But before we do that, that goes down to a dead end. For future expansion, down here I have my melon and pumpkin farms, which are way too big. I shouldn't have built these that big. But of course they produce, as you would expect, pumpkins and melons. They would go in here, but I don't really need them. So I'm having them converted into bone meal, which I do need. So if we go down here, this is where I have bone meal. I have them going into these shulkers down here at the moment too, from the composters. Being converted into bone meal. And those shulkers, I put those on those little micro farms that I showed you. They're designed to be loaded up with shulkers from the back. But let's go down and pay a visit to the Skelly farm. This is the deepest, well, second deepest thing I have down here. I need to have a minecart that goes down here, but for the moment I just have stairs. That's for the rest of the rail hub. But you can see, of course, we're down here in the deep slate level. Which means, of course, we have a lot of deep slate. And a nice rib-vaulted structure up there and everything. And back over there, that is where, I don't want to get close to it, so I don't want to activate them. But that behind there, that's where I have the skeleton spawner, and they'll drop down there. And I'll just, I'll sit there and kill them and collect XP. And if I want to, I can dump excess XP down here onto books. And back here, you can see I've got, various things. Bones, bows, what is it? Arrows. I mean, they're all full with various things. I even tried to categorize the, where is it all? Where'd my armor go? That's odd. This was full of armor. What happened to my... Well, that's annoying. Are these empty too? Oh. That one's not. Okay. Well, those are still full. What happened to all of my... What happened to all of my armor? I was collecting that. Why, I'm not sure. I was just collecting it. Maybe it's... I didn't check the top. Okay. There it is. I just don't have as much armor as I thought I had. Okay. Never mind. I'm just crazy. But yeah, anyway, this is the skeleton spawner back down here. Let's go back up. We need to go pay a visit to the iron farm, I think. And then we can take a look at the mine shaft on our way there. Alright, so if we want to go back down this hallway here, we've got off to the left, got the mine shaft. I've got a spider grinder. It's not set up. It's not set up as good as that. There's just a spider grinder. And the iron farm is back down over there. Go take a look though. So you remember our mine shaft with the beacon in it. So we're a bit lower down on that. Right there. I just wanted to have an access point to that. Just because. I like to have a little spaghetti nest of underground tunnels. People still get lost down here on the server, by the way. I tell them exactly where to go and where things are if they need it, and there's signs and people, you know. But oh well, I tried. So let's go down this way. I want to show you the iron farm. Because you remember from, well, if you were one of the people that watched it from the Atheon SMP 10 episode series, I made the iron farm because I had a lot of trouble getting iron. And you remember I made it all the way up there, and I kind of made it out of dirt. But later on, what I did was I just dug straight down and dropped all the villagers down. And I put it underground here in this little chamber I designed for it. Back over here. See? And of course, this is where we get the iron from destroying the golems up there and then the lava. And the extra space over there is just overflow for that. It's a little bare. There's probably more things I could put down here. But that's all there is to the iron farm. Let's see. I think now we want to go back to the rail hub. Because I've got, we want to go on a little minecart trip that I want to show you. Actually, there's 2 minecart trips that I want to try to show you. We're just going to have to take a minute to get there. I'm not going to waste a rocket just to get down the corridor just a little bit quicker. A, because, you know, they're rockets. And B, because I might kill myself. And that would be embarrassing. I don't want to kill myself on the 20,000 subscriber special. That would be really embarrassing. So... I want to go back down here to the rail hub. And we want to go down to the diamond mines. So we want to get in the cart. Yeah, I clicked on the cart. Okay. We just got a little server lag to deal with. And then we want to click the button. And for this, I'm not going to say a word. I just want you to enjoy the ride. Okay. Well, the ride today, I'm afraid, is extremely laggy. So we it's not doing the effect that I want it to have. It's supposed to be nice and smooth. I don't know why it's doing that. The server must be chugging a little bit today. And somebody left their minecart down there from before. So we are gonna have to take the stairs. Yep. Well, if I just go down there, just pretend we're in a minecart. A really slow minecart. And then we going. We go down this way, and we're just taking a little corkscrew around the thing here. We can also see the custom amethyst cave biome. The amethyst crystal cave. This is like a geode on steroids is what this is. It's also a really good glow ink farm for some reason. But it's extremely dangerous because you got all those mobs down there and spawning that darkness. It would look more impressive if I had a night vision potion, which I don't. Sorry about that. I should have thought about that. But if we just pretend that we're in a minecart and we're sailing all the way back down, I think we're not going to be able to take the trip through the amethyst cave either if the minecart's just going to do that on us. It'll ruin the entire effect. I'll try it anyway. But you can see bedrock, so you know where that is. We're all the way down here at the lowest level. Why negative whatever. And our beacon is directly above this, and down here this is my storage. I think I've emptied most of this out actually. I put it all in the deep storage, but this used to be full of a lot of junk. All these chests down here, which of course I've got my diamond mines. Back down here, which it's just a typical branch mine. You can see I would go until I hit lava. Sometimes sooner than other places. Sometimes not for a while. And just, your typical kind of branch mine is what this is. And this goes on and on and on for however many things. Back down here, but I didn't want to just have it be a hole in the ground. I'm trying to dress it up a little bit more down here on these ends. I want to make it look a little bit nicer than it is. I think I might have done this end a little bit too. I don't know. It's been a while since I've come down here mining for just anything. So let's take the stairs back up. I think. Where are the stairs? They're over here. So in addition to the minecart track, whenever that fails me, like we just saw, we can take the stairs back up. And I've always wanted to have one of these really, really huge mineshaft builds in a Minecraft world like this. This took entirely too much wood, but it's something I wanted to do. I've always just wanted to have one of these really big, old-timey mine shafts. So as we slowly go back up, I think we want to take, I will try and do the rail through the Amethyst Cave. And we'll see how that works. But we're going to have to go back over there, so I'll just sprint for a bit. So let's see, to get there we have to go back in our house. Close the door to keep mobs out. Very important. Then back downstairs. And then here to... Is that a bat? Yeah. Back here to the rail hub. Because you didn't work on me. I think I need a minecart. Okay, minecart. That's quite a lot of lag. The server probably needs a restart. You can see over here we have various niches for future minecart expansion. For how many of those? I think I have 10 planned. Maybe 9, depending. But, oh, never mind. There was one down here. But, this one actually goes out to my friend Ventruce's base. So I am going to see if this is going to lag out on us or not. If it does lag out on us, please enjoy the stop motion frame by frame animation of what it should be. Come on. It's a little better. It's a... yeah. Is that a phantom? It's very dangerous down here. You just keep your, please keep your hands and arms inside the minecart at all times. It's very easy to die down here. It wasn't easy to build the track either. What is that? Looks like Ventrusa's been building something. But you can see here, we kind of, sail through the Amethyst Cave, and this goes all the way up into his base. Which, if there's another cart here, we're just going to get bumped all the way. Oh, yeah. Why aren't we getting bumped? Oh, maybe he fixed it. But anyway, this is Ventrusa's base. We're not here to see his base today, so I'm just going to kind of take us back home. We still have a few things to see. I want to take you, I want to show you my lake. That's the last thing today. But I want to give, this is one of my custom biomes that I put in the map. This is the Amethyst Cave biome. You can see we've got the amethyst crystals and the purple glass and the end rods and the tips of the crystals down here. It's when it doesn't lag out on us like it's doing now, it's quite fun to ride this. Quite fun. Oh, that was an arrow. Sorry, Mr. Skeleton. I'm not messing with you today. And there we are. Fun, right? Okay, so, what? I think I've tried to be exhaustive in showing you, like all the details. So if you've still been watching, I have one last treat that I want to show you to probably close out today's episode, I think. So for this, we have to go upstairs. Get the cats. Go outside, and remember we started here at our docks. Well, if we just dunk ourselves in the water a bit, we can see that we have a little undersea paradise to explore. I've tried to decorate this as best I can. I've got, like random bubbles here and there, going up and down, and back here in underneath our docks, of course, it's overgrown with seaweed and seagrass and whoop, and various things. Now coming out of the custom ocean, the large corals that I always put down here, I went back and I put a lot of fan corals on them, and I put these little bubbles inside them as well, for just like a fun water feature. And some of these I've tried to decorate, just like so. Here, I don't really intend to do a tutorial on the corals because, it's an organic thing. It's not really something you can... It's not a copy and paste type thing. I'll just try and give you a good look at them though, so we can see all the various designs I chose. Some of them have coral fans on them, some of them don't. I didn't want to go too overboard. We have some fish. I did put a lot of tropical fish in here. I think most of them have swam off, but a lot of them are still here. And back over here, we have, of course, the Nymphaeum. A lot of the fish there. We even had a little squid off there in the distance. I tried to get some dolphins back here, but they don't stay. So, I mean, that's a shame. But of course, to our left, we see something I've always wanted to build. Ever since 1.13 came out, I've wanted to build one of these so bad. It is, of course, a sunken Roman temple. And of course, this is just the small Roman temple tutorial. But it's made entirely out of the moss blocks because, you know, it's sunken. So, you know, of course it's overgrown with moss. It's on the bottom of the sea. And of course we have our pediment down here with our Corinthian columns and everything, with tasteful additions here and there of sea pickles to light it up, some seagrass here and there, some kelp, and of course it's a sunken temple, so you know it's a ruined temple and very damaged, at least on the interior. The columns are still standing for the most part, but of course the cella is the damaged part. Oh, let's kind of land here. Walk around. Go inside the doorway, and of course, this is where I've chosen to put my conduit. Down here in the sunken temple. This seemed like a very obvious place to put the conduit. I was told if I use different blocks, I can make it have a bigger radius. I haven't done that yet, but you know, you can see all around here we have our ruined temple. You know, it's missing a lot of blocks. And it's very overgrown with all sorts of sea flora. Down here, we do even have the fallen columns. You can see we have stubs of columns there. Well, I have the columns just on the ground. You know, sunken into the ground back here. That, you know, you can see how they fell over. I hope you can see that. Right there. And of course, they have things growing on them as well. I only have the one sunken temple down here, but I did try and decorate it with all the coral and everything. I wanted to have the sea life. Oop. I wanted to have the sea life and the corals and everything. Down here, I wanted to decorate it as best I could with what I had. Let's just swim around for just a little bit. We can swim in amongst the columns of our temple. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. That's so much fun. Down here swimming with the fishes. And in amongst the corals and the kelp and everything. It's a lot of fun. At least I think it is. And so, but let's dry ourselves off for a moment. Go back up onto our docks. And we can observe the stars coming out as the day closes on us. Which means we probably want to go inside, I think. Been a hard day of exploring, that's for sure. I know I could use a good sit down. I could also use a little food. I think we've deserved our steak dinner for today. So that concludes the 20,000 subscriber special. I hope you have enjoyed the tour of my base. If you yourself would like to potentially join the Atheon SMP server, there's a link to my Discord below. All the information is on there. And lastly, I would like to thank each of you individually because over these years, Minecraft has always been my passion hobby, and I'm really glad to be able to share it with so many of you in this way. And it really means a lot to me that all 20,000 of you have chosen to subscribe to this small potato here over the years. And I hope you have gained some value from all my videos and the buildings on the channel. And with that, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will of course see you next time.